I was really just gonna go and enjoy my day. I have finished all my work right now in the morning, very early. It's still 10:25 right now, and I just had enough time to do so much other stuff that I was like, all right, I need to kill some time before I go to my favorite hookah bar to smoke some hookah, and that's what I'm doing right here. So thank you for being there for me so that I can waste my time with you. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And today I want to talk about something that I'm excited for right now, and that is the EV market. I know that a lot of people don't like EVs, and a lot of people have whatever thoughts on EVs and whatnot. But I'm here for the people that want to get an EV. And specifically, this is a message for you. If you did not buy an EV right now, when they told you you need to buy an EV because the tax credit's going to end and all that good stuff, right? If you didn't buy an EV right now, I promise you, you're about to get better prices than everybody else. Than everybody else. And I'm going to explain that in a second to you. So, number one, I just want to thank everyone that's here in the comments. The comments, I left them open right now so you can ask me any questions about this. Not about any other bullshit, about this. If there's no questions about this, I can go fuck myself. But I'm going to start with this. So you guys know we've been seeing right now a big surge in demand in the United States, as far as like they at least is what they tell us, right? People are spending, GDP is going up, the economy is doing great. And the reason why this is happening is because they fooled everyone into buying stuff before it becomes more expensive. So the EV example is actually one of the easiest ones to follow, right? Because there's no conspiracy theories, if you will, to what people tell you. They told you there's a tax credit on EVs that's worth $7,500, and we're going to remove that. Therefore, and we're going to remove that on September 30th. That means yesterday, right? Therefore, afterwards, cars will be more expensive. So you should buy your EV right now, right? Very simple. Well, they did the same thing with everything else. And we already know what happens when the guilt trip, right, from the car makers or from the watchmakers or from any other industry is done. What immediately follows is no one will buy your shit because everyone that for a year was gonna like looking into buying your stuff like year round, that means people that bought right now an EV were contemplating maybe waiting for later because EVs were getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, for example. And instead, they were like, all right, well, I waited all this time and now the prices are going to go up. So I might as well purchase one right now. If you didn't fall into that FOMO that's completely manufactured, created in the United States to make you all spend money, congratulations. You are entering the era of massive discounts on everything. If you didn't spend any money whatsoever before right now, and you're waiting, and you were one of the people, because there's two types of people that waited. The people that waited, didn't purchase cars, didn't buy houses, didn't buy anything. And right now, they were told in 2024, late 2024 to 2025, because of tariffs, because of inflation, everything is going to go up in price now. If you're one of the people that fell for that was waiting and was like, all right, well, fuck, dude. I was waiting and I was patient and I stayed on the sidelines all this time. I deserve a treat. And instead, the prices are going to go up and you went and purchased something. Well, you fell for it. You absolutely fell for it. And I've been saying this for a long time. And I'm investing my money too in these stocks, knowing what they're doing, which is another point, but that's not going to be here. But I will absolutely exit my Tesla, Lucid, Rivian positions. No doubt about it. Now, no doubt about it. On Tesla, I'm 110% up. Like, it's so fucking crazy just since April. This market is so easy. And now it's about to get easier for those that want to see reality and don't want to see the show. What am I saying? So before they started saying that the EV tax credit was going to be gone, do you guys remember what the headlines on EVs was, or not really? Everybody was like, no one wants to buy an EV, dude. They're done. They're done. These companies have made a huge mistake. Ford, all of those guys are not going to do it. They're done. No one's buying them. You can buy a Model S for nothing. You can buy a Model 3 for nothing. You can buy all these cars for nothing. The only reason why people went and bought Teslas right now, went and bought Rivians right now, went and bought Lucids right now, it's because they were told that if you didn't buy it right now, they're going to go up in price. So all the people that were on the sidelines waiting went and bought them. We already saw this in the car market. I am so tired of repeating myself, but just in case this is the first video you're watching of this idiot, his name is Alejandro. My name is Alejandro. That's the way I should talk to you guys. If this is the first video you're watching, let me explain. Ford came out and told everyone because of tariffs, we're going to increase prices. So before we increase prices, because we're the best people in the world, everybody knows that when you walk into a car dealership, they're looking out for your best interest. Everybody knows that. This is sarcasm in case you can't understand it. All right. Dealers are pieces of shit. Companies that make cars are the biggest pieces of shit. Okay. So no, they're not doing this because they love you. They're tricking you into believing that prices are going to go up when they were coming down hard. Why were prices coming down hard, Alejandro? A lot of you may ask. Because people is broke as fuck. That's it. That's really it. People are broke because of the social media culture, and I gotta one-up you. People are broke as fuck because they're so stupid and they fell for all of those things. There's no more money. It doesn't matter what they sell you in inflation. Inflation doesn't happen because people just raise prices when they want to. It's because the consumer has more money and he's willing to spend it. Right now, it's completely the opposite. So what they did, which was a brilliant move by the US government and whoever's planning this whole thing, excellent move. I would stand up and clap at them because they fucking killed it. They told everyone as the economy just literally fucking sunk, they were like, guys, everything's going to go up in price, so you better buy it now. So people went and bought stuff. And now they're saying the economy is so strong. It's not. It's not. This is all the people that were on the sidelines that didn't purchase anything. So in the Ford case, Ford was telling everybody that they're so great, they're going to raise prices, but not right now. Right now, they're giving you employee discounts. And then afterwards, they give you the 000 promotions. 0 down, 0 APR, and 0 payments for 3 months. God, they're so great. So Alejandro, now Ford raised their prices, obviously. No, they didn't. So you're telling me that Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, the guy that looks like Peter Griffin, is lying to people? Sorry, Alejandro has to make these fucking condescending jokes all the time. Yes, he is lying to people. Yes, he was absolutely lying to people along with everybody else. Ford, the CEOs of the major companies, just so you all know, are the voice of the people that plan. Let's call them the planners, the people that plan on everything. So they're the voice of the people that are saying, go and spend money right now. So they do it. Okay. You need to understand that 100%. The CEO of a company is never going to tell you anything that goes against their own company. That's absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't matter. They're never going to help you. They just want to make more money. That's it. Okay. So prices didn't go up. And now they're using a very simple, easy trick to understand on everyone. They're using semantics because we are taught in school to be so stupid. We really are. That a lot of people, for example, when they see someone misspelling things, like, for example, I'll post a tweet and people will come and say, dude, there's spelling mistakes everywhere in your tweet. What are you, a retard? Meanwhile, that person works at McDonald's and has incredible spelling, incredible, or he's a secretary or an assistant to someone. Rich people don't need to spell well. Literally, no one has to spell well, really. AI can do that shit for me. Microsoft Word can correct all of your spelling errors. I don't give a fuck because that's the way it works. Low-end people that need to do something that literally the paperclip from Microsoft Office does, which is spelling right, are always mad at that. And the next level of stupidity is semantics that they showed everyone. They make you think that everything everyone says is meant to be taken literally. Instead of paying attention instead of paying attention to the context in which they're saying these things. I need you to understand that because I'm going to show you an example right now of context. Okay. So give me 1 second. Here you go. Here's my guy. 1 second. 1 second. I promise you're going to enjoy this one. Here we go. And I showed this in my Spanish video, so I don't have to do this video in Spanish. My guy. You guys can read that? News. Tesla has increased lease prices for the Model Y and Model 3 in the United States by up to 11%. Remember, they have not increased the prices. That's their price minus or with the new $7,500 that they cannot deduct from the tax incentive, right? So they're telling you Tesla has increased the prices for the Model Y and the Model 3 up to 11%. But immediately they go, but Tesla has also introduced a 6,500 lease credit. Remember, the incentive was 7,500. Right now, the incentive is 6,500 to offset the credit loss. I told you guys when it started, this is Semantics. I told you guys when they started doing this, they're going to have a great Q3, and afterwards, they're going to fucking slide down like a motherfucker, because all consumption driven in the United States in 2025 has been driven out of fear that prices are going to go up in everything. And sadly, people continue to listen to the news, continue to listen to the people that are repeating everything that they see on the news on Instagram, thinking that they're independent thinkers. And instead of going to dealerships and looking for yourself, they're telling you car prices are going up. But if you go to any fucking dealership right now, any motherfucker, you can walk in, look at the MSRP. Yes, it's higher, but there's a lot of discounted things off the MSRP. Like big discounts. So where the fuck is the tariff problem going? That's a problem for Ford. That's a problem for GM. That's a problem for Tesla. That's a problem for all the car makers and all the companies in the United States that are going to get their margins crushed. Okay? So right now, what they're also doing is they're telling everyone, you should invest your money because inflation's coming. Prices are going up. That means that the only thing where you should have your money is in the stock market. And right now, Americans are invested in the stock market the most ever in history by a lot. By a motherfucking lot. And understand that whenever everyone is on one side, rug gets pulled and we go to the other side. And that's what I've been playing so far. And it's been working fucking flawlessly. I am dying myself to buy a Lucid Gravity. I was not a fan of Lucid, especially of Peter Rowland, their CEO. But now that he's gone, they have this other dude and they're doing other shit. I was open to listen to them. And I went and drove the Gravity, the SUV that Lucid has. Dude, it's such an incredible car. And I want one so bad. Now I could buy it. I just don't want to be, I don't want to go back to the same fucking stupid shit that I used to do just because I can, right? Because I don't want to say it. So right now, before buying the Gravity, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be patient. I'm going to buy it later. If I decide I want to trade my Cybertruck or if I want to buy it on top, I can. Now, it's a little stupid to have two cars. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever of the same type because we also have the Rivian, the R1S. But I love the Lucid Gravity. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because today I went to test drive a Gravity, loved it and whatnot. They sent me an email. And in this email, actually, let me get back to my Twitter. Right here. Let me share this with you all so that you can see it. So a day after they closed the tax incentive, which I told you prices are going to come down afterwards, and people are still fighting me right now, which, by the way, I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want. That's fine. You're obviously wrong. I just have a fucking amazing track record, and you're just fucking reading the news and telling me I'm wrong. That's cool. Lucid, make your move before it's too late. Now, wasn't it too late until yesterday? Okay. The leased Lucid Air Pure is now starting from $649 a month with a $2,000 conquest offer included to eligible customers. So they're in Rivian at the same time. Now, I don't want to get into the Rivian thing. It's irrelevant. But the Rivian thing is, they're also doing cuts in APR. That means in financing costs. That means they're discounting the cars the day after. So now with these incentives, by the way, they're trying to lure the people that were like, man, we couldn't make it, but I still get a great discount, which is very close to the other one. But the number of these sales are going to be so fucking low. And I'm not predicting this. Has already happened with Fords, with Porsches, with everything else. So I'm not predicting the future. I'm just telling you what's happening right now, which no one is in the present right now. No one lives here. It's the craziest fucking thing in the world. And what's about to happen is the next 30 days are going to be so fucking terrible for Tesla, for Rivian, for Lucid, for all the electric cars, that in 30 days, they're going to offer you an incentive that goes deeper than the tax credit that they had before. And in 90 days, they're going to be giving away those fucking cars. And in 6 months, I don't fully understand what will happen, because this frenzy for upfront demand is done. Now some people, 1 out of maybe 100 is starting to realize that prices were really not going up and that it was all a fucking trick. But prices are going to come down on everything, baby. Everything. So if you didn't buy an electric car, you didn't buy a house, if you didn't buy a regular car right now, wait. You're so close. So close. And now periods of when you really see people getting affected financial wise by something, I paid a lot of attention during the pandemic. And I can tell you this, 3 months is enough to start the panic. 6 months is enough for that panic to be everywhere. 9 months is enough for everything to change. Everything. So I'm saying right now, you're going to start heading into discounts. You're going to start heading into bad corporate earnings. You're going to start getting bad results. You're going to start seeing a stock market that goes down. And I need you to understand this. We're going in the same direction as China is right now, financially. Now, I'm not trying to convince you, actually. You don't need to understand this. If this sounds right to you, awesome. And if it doesn't, dude, remember, I'm just a fucking idiot that makes car videos. The fuck do I know about anything? We're following the lead of China. And what do I mean by that? China in 2019 did a thing where they got involved, like the government openly got involved into with companies, the Chinese companies, right? And invested in them and whatnot. And at first that was really bullish. That was really positive. But in 2020, China started like kidnapping Jack Ma and all these other people. And then everything started to go down alongside with the real estate crisis that they had with Evergreen or Evergrande, whatever the fuck it was, right? Remember that? And you guys are going to say, well, we don't have the same problem. Now, let me explain until the end. I'm jumping ahead. What that caused was deflation. So deflation, no one was consuming in China. And what the Chinese government did was they started to lower interest rates. They made them the lowest in history. They continued to devalue their coin against everything else, the lowest in history. And it took until right now for it to start going up. Like, not right now. It's been probably 6 months when shit started to go up in China. The only data that I look at from China is car sales from Tesla. I don't care about anything. Everything is fake. Tesla doesn't have to fake reports in China. So when I see that Teslas are selling more and more every single week in China, I know how the economy in China is doing. So I know right now that China's economy is picking up. And that took a while. That took even money printing. That took incentives. That took everything that you could imagine for them to make a floor and then start going up. The United States is following the same thing. Now, the wealth effect that the United States used to have in every single household used to be their home. It used to be their home. No one has caught on to this, but the wealth effect now is directly tied up to the stock market and crypto, for example, basically financial assets. Why? Because no one can afford a house. Houses got so out of control through the last decade and a half. I was part of that, thank God. in commercial real estate, that people were like, fuck it. And in 2020, they taught everyone that you need to invest to beat inflation. So everyone became an investor. And right now, Americans are invested in the stock market at the highest rate they've ever been by a lot, using Robinhood, using their favorite bank, using Fidelity or any other sort of brokerage. And that means that Americans feel wealth with the stock market. And I can prove you this instantly. Remember when we had the stock market fall in April due to tariffs? Remember that? You remember. Okay. Do you remember how everyone was saying we are in a recession? Even though nothing has changed. Again, they keep telling you that the economy is incredible. But did you feel the pressure that the stock market now has on our society? That's the key. Remember, economic cycles happen and must happen so that they can continue the same narrative that the programmers make in this world. And that narrative is money's scarce, dude. You can't have money. Therefore, you need to work all of your life and make really bad choices as far as your happiness and the love for yourself goes. What do I mean by that? We can print money out of thin air. All of us, everyone, like every government, right? They could literally give the money to poor people and make poor people like but if they did that, then people wouldn't know that money isn't scarce. They would know that money isn't scarce. And that would mean that people would be like, dude, I don't want to work. I don't want to do any of that shit. I just want to do stuff that makes me happy, which is not what they're looking for. Because it's a game. It's supposed to be fun, right? There needs to be obstacles, motherfucker. So these are the obstacles for you. So financial crisis, what they do is they delete a lot of money from the system so that they can make more people hurt, so that more people can look at that, be in fear, and say, I don't want to lose all my money right here. Right? So that's where we're heading right now, into one of those times where a lot of money is going to be deleted. And if you delete it, and if you don't believe me, just remember the South Park episode of like, and it's gone. Back in 2008, it was infuriating trying to explain to people why money disappeared. People are like, a lot of money disappeared. What happened? What happened to the money? That's exactly what's going to happen again right now. Okay, in 2026. It's going to be the greatest fucking year ever. So I am going to sell my positions right now that are mega up, that I was planning on holding them as a hedge in case the stock market and the economy wouldn't go down. I am fully convinced at this point it's cooked. It's done. And specifically with how aggressive instantly the electric car makers came out with their incentives. Instantly. Like now this is coming out of their pocket. You guys understand that, right? So now there's not an incentive, but there's a credit from the maker itself. What does that mean for Tesla, for example? Their margins are going to become shit for the fourth quarter. And they're going to have the worst fourth quarter of all time, along with Rivian, Lucid, and every other electric car maker. It's very easy. You just pay attention to what's happening in front of you, not what they're telling you is happening, just what's happening in front of you. Therefore, if you're a fucking G and you held your money tight, you had it close to you, you fucking treated it right, and you didn't misspend it because of FOMO, because of fear of missing out. Remember, never act on fear. Never do something because you're fearful that the opposite will happen. I'm afraid that car prices are going to go up, so I must go buy a car. Get fucked. That's how it works. This is how this game works. I can't put it in any easier way. So right now, if you kept that money, if you held that money, if you love that money, and you have that money, your money is going to become a lot more. A lot more. It's going to go way further than you could possibly imagine. And there's a way that I could be wrong. And by the way, if you think I'm completely wrong, You should go all in on Tesla right now. That looks really bullish. You should go all in on Lucid right now. That looks really bullish. You should go all in on Rivian right now and every single car maker and actually on the entire stock market if you think I'm wrong. And I wish that you win. I really do. I'm not saying it so that you can get fucked. I hope you win if that's what you truly believe and think that's going to happen. Okay? So that's a way for you to say, well, I'm listening to this fucking stupid car YouTuber that doesn't know anything other than just saying what car he's driving. So I know that he's wrong. So I'm going to go do the opposite. I'm telling you what the opposite is right now so that you can then make a video and say, see, this guy's an idiot. So you can do that. And hopefully you already bought your electric car or your regular car and also your watch and everything you needed to buy before prices go up. Hopefully. Because prices are going to go up, and then I'm going to be the one fucked. Because I already have I already have the cash from all the fucking wins that I have right now on the market. But let's pretend that for your sake, you're right, and I'm poor now, and then prices go up. Excellent, you won. That's the way to play this. If you think what I'm saying is wrong, but if you think what I'm saying makes sense, you got to wait. Got to wait, be patient. You're there. Now, there's one thing that could derail everything. If the United States government literally prints trillions of dollars, they need an excuse for it. So there needs to be something that happens, this is what no one is understanding. There needs to be something that happens that gives him the excuse. Like in COVID. Oh, the dollar milkshake theory is happening. Well, lucky us, there's COVID, so now we got to print trillions of dollars. Super lucky coincidence. Incredibly lucky. So you're going to need another one of those super lucky coincidences right now for all of this to go the other way. And this doesn't mean lowering interest rates. Lower interest rates and market, because of where we are right now, 9 months from now, the economy's in shambles, are coming next summer. Book it. Alejandro, the fucking stupid Mexican that makes car videos, is telling you that next summer interest rates are going to be low. Book it. And a lot of people are going to think that that's going to be bullish for the stock market, for the housing, Nope. I've already explained a million times why. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. If you haven't purchased anything and you're patiently waiting just like me, our money's going to go so much further than everybody that has spent their money already. You don't understand. And if you don't have any debt either whatsoever, congratulations, motherfucker. It does feel really nice right now. It does. It does. Hope you're having a fucking awesome day. Let's go into the questions. Let's see. I leased a Model 3, got the $7,500 tax refund. I'd say I got lucky. Listen, congratulations. Glad you got the $7,500 tax refund. Like I said, if you wanted to buy it either way, great. But if you just waited a little bit longer, I promise you, this is going to get cheaper. So there you go. I just don't want to sell and pay taxes this year. I like to write it until January. You can also do that. We don't know when the stock market's going to top out. That's one of the hardest things to time. It's impossible. I don't play that game anymore. And ever since I don't play that game, it's worked out really nicely. I am taking the hit. And I'm also taking the hit of the short-term profits, because instead of doing the long-term capital gains, which is when you hold a stock for over a year, I'm going to pay more. But dude, at 110% win rate, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna get greedy. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting cash. The GM CEO sold like $40 million worth of GM shares too. That's right. Which, by the way, is nothing for her, for Mary, because she makes like $30 million a year. But she's running away from this burning. I mean, her company is just making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. It's incredible. Let me see. I thought it was holy fuck. Holy Kino. I can't imagine the washout of small businesses in China after the slowdown. Now our slowdown is coming. And that's what's going to happen. By the way, we talked about it yesterday. That's what exactly is going to happen to us, where big businesses can continue to afford to lose money, and they're going to lower prices so hard that they're going to put small and medium-sized businesses out of business. That's just the way this shit works, guys. I wish I had better news for all of you, but that ain't going to work like that. Let's see. I have money that I'm sitting on looking at for the right time to buy a home in a new car. Just never felt like the right time to buy. It was not. You're right. Hey, you have the answers inside of you, dude. We just people are listening to outside factors and distractions. So I'm glad that you haven't done that. Let's go it. Let's do it. So you already have closed your EV positions. What about crypto? I have not closed my EV positions, and I'm out of crypto. Been at a crypto spot for a bit now. The reason why is it's too close to the top. We either already saw it or we're very close to the top. Not interested in that. So I rotated, and you got to think about it like this. We started. I was bearish on Bitcoin from $15,000 to $25,000, but once I saw that Hamas attacked Israel and the bullshit that it was and what it created, which money printing and all that stuff, and what we were doing, I went in. So from 28 all the way up, that's nice. But I'll say this. For example, Tesla has paid me so much more and faster because Tesla has made me 110% in 6 months. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months. 6 months, 110%. While crypto took from August of 2024, that means 12 months, August, September, October, November. So a year and 2 months. 14 months versus 6 to get a double pump. So I like to move my money depending on how everything looks. I'm not a lover of anything. Am I still on Oklo? I am in my IRA. I don't want to look at how much money I have in my IRA, but it's got to be insane. I got Roblox. I got Coinbase from really low that I've been telling you guys about. I did the same thing with Rivian. I did the same thing with Tesla. I did the same thing with natural gas, although I did sell my natural gas positions when I said that I would there, which was incredible. We doubled our money quickly. What else did I have? I had Roblox, Coinbase. Let me see. Let me look at my stocks. Right. Oh, excellent. I'm not even on the website where I can check them. Give me 39 minutes. Tell you what I was in. All right. Oklo, natural gas, which we already said. Coinbase, Rivian, Tesla, Lucid, Roblox, which I had already said. And am I missing anything? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, Enovix. Enovix is the other one. But Enovix has been like, I don't think I've made any money, or maybe I have, but a little bit. I wouldn't say crazy. Everything else has been crazy. Everything else has been crazy. It's been good. Will you help me fulfill my dream to buy a car? Of course not, my friend. Do you know why? Do you know when people come and ask you for help, and it's help that they're asking for, and they're like, dude, help me. I need money. When has that been the one time you gave him money and never came back? Never. Because helping people doesn't work. Read a story yesterday that MKBHDYZK got his Roadster refund, and if he had put 50K in the Tesla stock, this is why I don't put deposits in. But then again, he's a young dude. I'm an old dude. I already dealt with all the deposit bullshit in the fucking universe. So that's why I didn't put any deposit into this car. Or the Valkyrie, not the Valkyrie, the Valhalla, which is something that I wanted at some point. Because cars just don't come out. These companies like are playing with your money, and you can make so much more money, like so much more money investing in the stock market if you're not a complete retard. I was waiting of getting the new Hummer EV as a lease. Should I wait a little longer? Well, if you already missed out on the tax credit from the $7,500, just wait 30 to 60 days and you'll see. You guys can fucking throw this back at me in my face. In 30 to 60 days, the incentives on EVs are going to be redunculous. Redunculous. Uh, let me see. I am averaged $13.50 on Rivian and going for a long play. Don't are if it goes down. Don't care if it goes down. I'm looking for 5 years into the future. Should I sell now and buy in later? If you don't really care and you don't want to play this game, and I don't understand what your portfolio situation is. Whereas, like, I would probably just make sure that I have cash in case it drops so you can lower your average. That's what I would do. Like, to me, this has been really important and has really helped me. It's not so much about selling when shit goes down, but adding. But you got to make more money every single month. You can't just live off your profits from the stock market. Most underrated EV in the market today, I think it's the Lucid Gravity. I hate to say it because you guys know I didn't like it. I didn't like Lucid for a long time. And now I am obsessed with that thing. I think Lucid is what Mercedes should have done, what BMW should have done. Lucid is just insane. The calibration on that car, the way all the materials feel, like so heavy, so seriously firm, reminds me so much of what like old Mercedes used to be when you bought an S-Class. Right now, everything is fucking plastic piece of shit everywhere. You can hear everything. And it's still a good car. But the ones from before, in my view, when you got in them, you felt the richness. Now it's just like an excess of luxury bullshit, but you don't feel that excess of like heaviness, whereas before you did. So I think, to me, Lucid, if they can get their shit together with production, which now that Peter Rowland's out of the picture for that, and hopefully the new people will do, man, I think they're going to kill. I think they're going to absolutely murder. And also their technology is insane. Their screen is insane. Because, for example, I love Rivian. You guys know that and have been there since the start and before the start. But Rivian software, it's glitchy. It's kind of like slow and sluggish. Lucid is fucking sick as fuck. But then again, I've only driven it once, but my experience was incredible. There's a few things Lucid has to work on, like making a fucking mobile app that connects with the car and does all the shit that the other ones do. It's crazy that they don't have that you need a key. You need a fucking key for an electric car. Do you know how stupid that is? Yeah. Yeah. Lucid. What do you do about taxes when selling stocks? I pay taxes. Gotta eat dick. Sometimes it's 30, I think 35, 37, 32%, whatever the fuck it is. And sometimes it's 10% only when I'm patient and I have positions for a long time, etc. But I don't care. It's like I look at it like I'm making money on a job. If I get paid, let's say $10,000 on something, I'm going to pay the taxes that I need to pay. And it's the same thing on my capital gains here, on my short-term capital gains in that case. And that's fine. Just always have cash. If you're selling at a profit, always keep that on the side. There's no need for you to be a fucking hero. I don't know anything about Broadcom stock, and I'm not analyzing stocks right now. If you have no portfolio, what would you recommend to start with? I am giving you guys I'm opening I open a small portfolio. Sorry, my Alejandro monkey has to show you that he's well off. I open a new portfolio and I'm being completely transparent with you. I'm putting $250,000 into it. And I wanted to start a new one because a lot of people are asking me what you're asking me. What do I do if I don't have investments yet? Well, I'm showing you. My first position is Lucid. Right now, we're up bigly. And I'm only going to sell my Lucid position right now if it gets to a certain target that I have in mind. I'll share that target with you guys on another video. Other than that, that's the only position that I have. It's 8%. It's 8% of the entire portfolio, which means it's only $20,000 out of 250. Not bad, because it's riskier than the others. So that's the only thing that I'm in. I'll be telling you guys exactly where to go in, where I'm going in, and what I'm doing. And then you guys can analyze and say, I'm going to copy the retard, or I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what he's doing, which could work out for you really well. Never know. What is in your garage these days? Just my Rivian and my Cybertruck. Nothing else, baby. Nothing else. If they slapped a Lucid, a Maybach badge on a Lucid, he would probably sell. I really think so. I think people are so brand driven these days, more than ever in history, than what you're saying. It makes all you could literally double the price in that car and make it like do what you're saying, and people would pay for it. Now, right now, no one's paying for anything, but what do I think about Chinese cars? I've seen a few because China has hired me for several things, but we don't have any Chinese cars in the United States. I don't put any thought into that. Like, I don't think about food that I've never tasted. The same. Sorry, I just had 5 eggs. I'm old. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? So yeah, no, I'm not thinking about those. I'm sorry. They look great, by the way. They look insane. But and also Chinese technology and other shit is insane, insanity. The Meta glasses with AR, they had already come out in China like 3 years ago. A friend of mine from Spain and myself wanted to bring those and make them in the US, and then we realized how much money was going to be, and it was impossible. But we are so behind those guys. I'm assuming that the cars is going to be the same thing. So any stocks that I'm interested or looking now into actively getting into, and this is something that I've told you guys, aside from the portfolio thing that I just said that I'm doing, the reason why I'm obsessed with electric cars and the reason why I want to invest in Rivian, Lucid, and Tesla heavily in this market is they're direct to consumer. So they're the first ones to fall and the first ones to recover. And when they recover, because of their ability to cut costs compared to everybody else, they're the ones with the highest margins. So earnings can create a narrative that's really bullish faster than everyone. That's why I'm on that boat. So those are the first things I'm looking at. Second things that I'll be looking at is technology. And I'm talking about things that have AI and lots of users. I'm talking about Meta. I'm talking about Microsoft. I'm talking about if there's XAI, for example, with Grok and all that shit, man, I go in. All of those things. Then I would look into the at that point, I would assume that Bitcoin and that cryptos have reset, and then we can play in that field again. And again, I'm trading cryptos in a future exchange all day. Like right now, I have a $100,000 trade open. Why do I need to tell you the amount? Because this guy has a small dick. That's why. And I'm trading. I'm sorry. I'm trading futures. I need to stop myself from doing these things. I'm trading futures right now. So that has nothing to do with stocks or buying crypto long term, right? I like that. What amount of money stacked, saved, invested, you think that you are set for the rest? It's pure love for the game. I think as long as you have enough money to not work for a year in your bank, just in case for anything. Let's say that you get into a car accident or something, you can't work for a year. And then you have, like right now, $100,000 and $200,000, and you can invest that in the stock market and you're not a complete idiot. That's plenty. That should be plenty. To everyone, it varies. There's a lot of people that like, I talked to a friend of mine that has, this is what he tells me, $100 million. And he's like, this guy is poor and whatnot. And I'm like, no, dude, he's worth like 30 million. And he goes, that's poor to me. I'm like, all right, well, but to me, living a simple life, dude, I'm out at the beach every fucking day. I don't do it. I don't have to work. I love doing this. Love doing this. This is why I found like new energy to be able to do this. Not to be able to do this, but to do it. Does that make sense? Because I love what I do. Every day is like a vacation to me, and it's incredible. Alejandro, what do you do for a living? Nothing. What I've already done, basically. I just have my investments, my companies, my money stacked, and I do some YouTube and have some stuff like small businesses that are making me some money that I never thought I would be making. That's really it. That's really it. And again, I don't spend money on anything. I don't give a fuck about it. Like I already did this. I already bought everything. I already impressed every person. Blah blah blah. I don't care for it anymore. All I want to do is be on vacation all year long. Go to different places. We go on vacation. Want to be with my dog. I don't even buy a sports car literally because it's pointless. The only time I take the sports car out is when I go to dinners or anywhere with Belen. And now every time we go somewhere, we go with the dog, and the dog doesn't fit in a fucking sports car. So this is why, because I was like, why am I going to buy a Lucid Gravity, have a Cybertruck, have an R1S from Rivian, but not a sports car? And then I started looking into sports cars. I was like, yeah, I should buy a sports car. And then I thought about it again. Why? Well, you're never going to drive it, just like the McLaren that's sat in your fucking garage all the time. Like, it makes no sense. Tommy, sorry. Social media is driving a lot of these brand loyalty stupidity. It's not driving a lot. It's driving all of it. It's the funniest thing that they've ever done. It's fucked how they got people by the balls. One second. Dude, Take Two is so bullish. That shit seems like it's gonna double itself. It's crazy. Take Two is insane. And I only know that off the top of my head because we analyzed this shit not that long ago. All right. Is $100,000 enough to change your life forever, to basically become a millionaire and stay there? If you really have $100,000 that you can invest in the stock market and have 10 years to wait, you'll become a millionaire, no doubt. Unless you're a complete idiot and you lose all of your money. It's so easy. It's so easy. You guys are seeing me. You guys all, like most people that watch me, send me messages and say, shut the fuck up. You're a car YouTuber. You should just do that. All right. You understand how stupid I am. I understand that you understand how stupid I am. And you guys see there's videos of me telling you when Rivian went to $8, $10, buy Rivian. There was like when Tesla was at 140, buy Tesla. It's so easy. And again, I'm not a genius. I don't know anything. I'm just a fucking idiot. So as long as you're paying a little bit of attention, you can make so much money with $100,000. But the secret is don't spend it. Don't spend it until you have a certain amount of money. And then let's say your goal is to get to $1 million and it takes you 7 years in the stock market, which should be faster now. So with $100,000, I'll give you an example of something that was crazy for me. I invested in Oklo at like $6 and $8. And Oklo got to $140 or something. So you could imagine that's over a 10x. That's $6 to 60 is a 10x. It's a 20x. And I at that account, I don't want to look at, which is my retirement account. I don't want to know how much money I have, because if I have a lot of money already sitting in cash somewhere, instead of like all the money that I invested in my companies and all these things that I have, that's going to make me, I don't know. I feel like it would have an impact on, if I'm already enjoying life too much, I might just go back into enjoying it way too much. And this is good. This is a great balance for me. I already said I'm sharing my portfolio of 250K that I'm starting. Follow those videos. I will continue to post. The thing is, all of you guys want an answer for right now. You can make a lot of money if you play what's going on step by step and not trying to beat the market and think that one answer is everything. If you're patient, you'll be rewarded. The problem is no one's patient. They've taught you all that you need to make millions in a month. And that's insane. That's insane. All right. So what I would do is, if you have 10K, And I'm telling you, my portfolio is 8% lucid at this price, which go watch that video. You should buy with 8%, $800, and invest it into lucid at a good price. Does that make sense? That's why I'm giving you the percentages and the number, just so you have an idea. No money is too little to start. Once you hit one thing that does a 10x and you put $10,000, you have $100,000. You put 100, you have $1,000,000. And this happens in a year or two. So be patient. Be patient, my guys. I'm going to go. I wanted to spend 20 minutes on this and I'm 50 minutes deep. I'm going to go smoke some shisha and I'll see you motherfuckers later. Thank you for your attention and have a beautiful day. All right. Have it.